Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Are you tired of me yet? This is what, 4 videos in a week I've done since last Wednesday. My goodness, it's not going to happen again for a very long time. I don't think I'll be back until next Wednesday. So, just a couple of minutes ago, in my head, I knew how I wanted to start this video, and I've already forgotten what I wanted to say. I did give myself some notes, though, so I wouldn't forget some of the things I want to say. But apparently, what I intended to say when I first came on, gone. But I would like to take this time to thank you all for coming and watching my videos. I had such a good time reading comments from Monday's video. Grumpy said, "You're going to make my head swell with all the wonderful comments you make." That's not going to happen. I'm not that kind of person. But very reassuring, fun. I like hearing your stories too. And makes my day. Makes my day. I should do a video every day just so I get comments that I can read. Of course, I'd have nothing to do but talk. And we don't want to do that. When I was really active with my paper crafting, we had a collaboration on Tuesdays called Tea Tuesday. And I used to love to do that. I would get a pretty doily out on my desk, and I'd make some tea and put a little in a little teapot, and I had a teacup and plate, and I'd have a little biscuit or something that I would, it was so much fun. I would just get it all set up, and all it was blabbing. So I told so many stories on Tea Tuesdays. So if you want to hear a lot of stories, I believe in my playlists I have something called Tea Tuesday. Yeah, lots of stuff in there. Lots of things in there. But I really enjoyed doing that. After a while, that kind of died out. I have some big canisters full of tea bags that people have sent me. Oh my goodness, just so much. But I miss doing that. I really, really enjoyed it. But we don't do those kinds of things in crochet world. So me talking and telling stories is even a bit different. And I guess that's a carryover from my paper crafting. So let's go through my week and see what's up. On Friday, I put up that Instagram video showing the 5 free things that I finally found and made. That was it. I don't think I crocheted anything on Friday. On Saturday, I came into my craft room and I had plushies everywhere. And I said, this is ridiculous. I really need to get these priced and into my square because I'm going to be in trouble at some point. I'll find a market and have to be ready in a week and panic because I don't have this done. So I spent several hours on Saturday pricing everything, taking pictures, putting it in my square. Oh my gosh, what a chore. What a chore. The ones I'm going to show you today, I'm going to price today and put in my square today. I don't want to do that again. That was a lot. So that was my Saturday. I didn't crochet. I don't crochet a lot on weekends. I don't know why. Those days are just like any other day to me. So anyhow, on Sunday, my son Josh that lives here texted me and said, I'm going to come over in a couple hours. I said, okay. And I turned to Grumpy, and this was early. This was maybe like noontime or even before noon. So I haven't seen him since I came back from Rhode Island. So it was time. I've been home for 2 weeks now. So I turned to Grumpy at that point and I said, watch, he won't come until 4 o'clock. So he doesn't have to stay very long and run home. Sure enough, he came in at 4:05. I know my boy. He stayed till 6:30 6:30, and I think the only reason he even left at that point was because Grumpy had to eat before 7 because he had to fast for lab work the next morning. So at least we got a couple of hours visit with him. He's missing his boys. He's missing the twins. They come home today from Rhode Island. They've been up there for a month. So I'm looking forward to them being home too, because I can go over, grab them, and go out for ice cream. Or Dave & Buster's. I like to go to Dave & Buster's. I like to play the games too. I have a good time with them. So I'm happy that my monkeys will be home today. Yes, I call them my monkeys. And I ask them all the time, do you mind when I say that? And they said, nope, nope. You've always called us your monkeys. And they don't mind at all. And the other day, I was watching a video. My son Jay, whose house I stayed at in Rhode Island, sent a video. I think they were racing go-karts at some place. And he goes, oh, here comes the monkeys. And I just cracked up. I says, oh no, he's calling them monkeys too. He's calling them monkeys too. So that was my weekend. Pretty quiet. Didn't do anything for 4th of July except calm my poor dog down. He does not like loud booms like that. Thunder, fireworks. And my neighbors around here love to light off fireworks and stuff. So he was on me shaking like a leaf, poor little guy. But he's good. He's back to himself now. So that's a good thing. Before I go on to Monday, ladies, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk. I had to go this morning to my doctor's for some testing. Apparently, when I was in a car accident in April, and they did the CAT scan and everything, there is a nodule or something on my thyroid. Nobody ever told me until I went for my physical at my GP last week. And she says, I don't think it's anything, but let's test it anyway. Let's do an ultrasound and see. So I had to go for the ultrasound this morning. I'm not concerned at this point. I'm not even really thinking about it except mentioning it to you. So we'll see what happens with that. But at the same time, I had to have a mammogram done. Isn't that our favorite thing in the world to do? Do we not look forward to that every single year? Did you know mammograms were invented by men? Yep, from the first one to the upgrades. They don't like us. Because I'll tell you, I went in there and the technician was wonderful. She was so sweet and honey this and honey that. Okay, honey, okay. Ooh, I was getting a little tired of the honey. But man, grab your boob and yank it and stick it here and then get that vice down. Oh my gosh. Couldn't they have invented something a little easier than that? Holy smokes. Oh gosh. And if you're small like I am, it's even harder because they want you to lean in even more because they don't have a whole heck of a lot to work with. Oh, gosh. How do we do these things? How do we do these things? Oh, gosh. So now I have to wait for the results on that. And I would say 8 out of 10 times that I have them done, they call me back. Always. Because I'm fibrocystic, so they see a little something and they're not quite sure. So now you have to go in for an ultrasound. Ah. You know, we women, we get stuck with stuff that's not a good time. I think since this was invented by a man, they should invent a vice that they can test men on and throw their private parts in there and give them a good squeeze. I'll tell you. Oh, so we're done. And she goes, okay, honey, we're all set. And as I'm leaning back and taking a breath, and that cracks me up too. You're in there and going through this, and they tell you to hold your breath. Well, what do you think we've been doing this whole time? We're holding our breath because we know what's coming. Oy, oy, oy. Well, anyhow, we're supposedly done, and then she says to me, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have to take a better picture of your nipple." Your nipple. What the heck? First time that's ever happened. Okay, hope you like the picture. Oh, what a morning. What a way to start off my morning. But you know what? I've never vented about this to women before. Sorry, guys. I had to say something. And of course, this was invented by men. Oh, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. My little rant for the day. So let's go to Monday. Monday I did a test. And I made 2 other items. Not a whole heck of a lot. I take my time. Remember, I made 5 things for Friday. So if I didn't have to do that video on Friday, I'd have 5 more items to show you now. But I'm okay. I have 10 things here that I've done. Small, some smalls, and some decent sizes. So I did a little bit on Monday, did a test. Tuesday, I did another test. I was asked to test something, and I made something new that I've been wanting to do for quite a while that I've seen here and haven't made them yet. So I made a couple yesterday. And then this morning, when I came back from the torture chamber, I made 4 little things I wanted to get done. And then here we are. Here we are. So now, I guess, I can get to showing you some of this stuff. I can't even believe I said what I said. Sorry if I offended anybody, but if you're a woman, you get it. You get it. And I don't know any men other than Grumpy who watches my videos. So... Okay, calm down, Sue. It's over. Anyhow, on Friday, when I made the video showing the 5 free items I made for that Instagram love challenge, I made a little keychain of a little eagle. Well, I got so many people who said that was the favorite thing that I made out of all those items. I was so surprised, that little tiny eagle keychain. So I figured I better make a few more. I only had the 1. So that's what I did when I came home this morning. I made 4 more. So they're all the same, but 4 more little eagles. They're so cute. They're so cute. 2, 3, and 4. Aren't they so cute? So oops, dropped one. I'll pick them up after. So I'll get these priced and in with the rest of the keychains that I've been doing. I don't know if I already told you, but my guest bed, I took, maybe this was on Saturday too when I was pricing. I needed to see what I had. So I took everything out of the bags, all my plushies out of the bags, and spread them out over the guest bed. And I'm not doing too bad. I got quite a bit of stuff done. But I'll continue because I want to have a busy fall, so we'll see what happens. So like I said, on Tuesday, I did a test. I don't know how many of you know Crochet in Jesus by Jess. She's an absolute sweetheart. I don't know. We became friends on Instagram when we were both testing something for someone. And I just think she's the sweetest thing. Just the sweetest thing. And she's young and cute and a single mom, and she crochets really well, does markets, and you know, she's trying to build her YouTube channel, and I think I've mentioned her before, but I'm going to put, well, I will put a link to her below because I did a test for her. And let's show her some nice crochet love and go over and subscribe. She's almost at 200 subscribers, and I know how happy it would make her to hit that little milestone. So anyhow, I had to laugh when she showed me what she was asking for testers for, because I happened to be making the same thing at that time. It was so funny. I went, I can't believe this is what she's put up for testing, because I'm on my second one right now. So let me show you. They're all different because they're different sizes, and hers is not the same as the other two at all. It's very different. But I went through my stuff on Saturday when I was doing all my pricing and everything, and I didn't have possums. And possums are pretty popular for me. That's why I don't have any, because they've all been sold. So I went to one of my standard patterns, and I now have 4 possum patterns, so a lot of different ones. And I made this big guy, and I don't know why it came out so big. I mean, look at crooked ears. I gotta fix those. But see, I'm not perfect. I don't know why it came out so big. I guess I used too big a hook. I don't even remember what size hook I made for him. But I've made this many, many times and always sold them. But let's say that's the mama possum, because they get littler from here. So I had this one made already when she put out the call. And of course I would test for her. I'd do just about anything for her. So then I went to Robin's possum pattern. I knew that one would be smaller, so I made a littler one. This is a good size. I like this size. So I made this one. Just put little eyelash or whatever on them. I think she put a little mouth too, but I don't put mouths on my possums for some reason. I don't know why. But that's the second one I did. And then the one I tested for Jess. I don't know why my nose is bugging me today, but it is. And then I tested this one for Jess, and it's totally different from the others. And I used, on all of the possums, I used Dollar Tree yarn. I've always made them with Dollar Tree yarn. I don't know why. I mean, I've got gray and white and black and other colors and other yarns, but I'm just used to making them with that. So that's what I did. So I made this one in the Dollar Tree Just Chenille yarn for Jess for her test. And this is it. And it hangs. How cute is that? How cute is that? So I think it's adorable. Now she had you put, I think I put 10mm eyes on him. And she has you use pipe cleaner in the tail so you can bend the tail. I didn't have any pipe cleaners. So I knew I had some floral wire. And I went out into the garage and looked around because I made flowers in the past that I needed the wire for. So I got the floral wire, and it's really long, you know. It's not the kind that you cut off a roller or anything. It's the ones that you buy, and they're a certain length. So I brought that in, and I had to fold it into 3 because it was so long. And even with that, Grumpy had to cut off a little bit for me. So that's what I have in the tail. So I can, it's pretty stiff because that wire is very strong. But Grumpy helped me get the curve in the tail and then cut off anything that may have been sharp on the end. You can kind of feel it, but it's not coming through, so that's a good thing. But I want you to see the body shape. It's so hard to see. But you got the head, which is cute. And then it gets smaller right in here. And then he kind of bumps up. Can you tell? I think it's so cute and different, you know, different than all of the others. So I have my little possum family. I have Chunky Mama and Chunky Little Baby, and then the one that likes to climb trees. I think it's so cute. I'm going to do this in Parfait Chunky, I think, just to have it a little bit bigger. I think she did one in Bernat. I don't have any gray in Bernat. I might have some in Michael's though. I'll see. I'll see how I feel. But I do want to try it again. I think it's a really cute pattern and different from all the rest that we made. This is going to be a free pattern on Instagram. I'll put a link to her Instagram page. I'm not sure what day she's going to put it up. I think all the testers are done. So it may go up as quick as Friday or so. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But if you are interested in making this little fella, just keep checking her Instagram page, okay? And the link will be below. So that was my Monday makes. And then Tuesday, what did I do Tuesday? Oh, Tuesday was yesterday, my gosh, yeah. Something I've been wanting to make for a long time because I enjoy making them, but I've never made this kind. So I made a new kind of pumpkin, smaller pumpkin than the ones I showed you last week. Totally different. Very, very rustic-y looking. I love this. I love this, love this. And I should have brought the yarn in with me so I could tell you what the yarn was. It's by Lion Brand. I can't remember the name of it. But I did this from a free tutorial on YouTube. So I will link that below. I can't remember the person's name. It'll be in the description. But I really love this. And this is not squishy like the bigger ones are. This is really a solid pumpkin. So I liked it so much that I made a second one. Him and his brother. So I have to decide how much I want to charge for these. I don't know yet. But aren't they pretty? I just love this. I've always loved that rustic country look. Always. My home in Rhode Island, I had a big giant wood beam going across my kitchen dining area, and I would have dried flowers and all kinds of stuff hanging from it. And, you know, it was my thing. So these caught my eye quite a while ago, and I don't know why I never made them before now, but I decided to make them. But I love them. I hope you like them. Different than the other ones. The big ones are right here. So there, it's a big difference, big difference. So these won't be very expensive, and they're pretty quick to make, And I bought some leather ribbon, and that's what I made the bow out of. And I doubled the bow because a single wasn't enough, and I wasn't going to put leaves or anything like that on this because I wanted it clean and simple. And there it is. I'm so happy I finally made them. I could go forever making those. they go pretty quick. They go pretty quick. So also yesterday, we're gonna, oops, sorry, kicked the stand. I did another test. Now this one, oh my gosh, when I saw who made this, I just fell in love with it. I thought it was the cutest thing. Cutest thing. And I left a comment on her channel, and a couple days ago she had sent me a message on Instagram and asked me if I would test it for her. I was thrilled. I said, are you kidding? I would love to, love to, love to. I said, but is it all right if I use the same colors you did? Because I absolutely love the colors that you made yours in. And she goes, no, do whatever you want. So this one's made just like hers in her video where she showed it for the first time. But I definitely plan to make another one. And this is from Mimi Makes Keepsakes, Masha. And it's her little bee Lovey. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, I love this guy. I just love him. And he's little. And so I can put a good price on him. I still got some fluffs on there. And he's got the little sleepy eyes, so it's good for a baby. He does have a nose, but you can see the little bump right there. But because it's the same color as the head, it's hard to see. But this is Sunshine Mystical. And this is, oh, Mystical. I forget the name. A blue Mystical. Isn't it adorable? The wings I made with Bernat Baby Blanket. And they're so soft. That was a good buy, that Bernat Baby Blanket. It was a good skein of it. And then this is just acrylic that I made the antenna with and did the eyes with. Is it too cute? I adore this. I don't know. You know how some things just hit you when you see them and you gotta make it? You just have to. So I would have happily bought this from her, but was thrilled when she asked me to test. So thank you so much, Masha, for thinking of me and asking me to test your bee. This will be available on her webpage. I'll put a link to her webpage below, as I will links to everything that I've shown you today. And not sure when it will be up. So if you're interested in making this little bee Lovey, ah, so cute, so cute. Just check her webpage now and again, and that's where she's going to put it. So she's waiting on one other tester, I believe. And that's it. That's it. And that's the end of what I have. That's it. So cute. I love this guy. Perfect for a little baby, right? Perfect. So easy. Wonderful pattern. Loved it. Thoroughly enjoyed the things I was making this week. Thoroughly. Had such a good time, and I can't believe I did it all in 2 days. But that's how I roll. When I feel like it, I go. If I don't feel like it, I do something else. I guess that's how we all should be. So I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna price these items right now and put them in my square so I don't have to worry about it later. Just want to remind you that here at the end of every video I put up links to, usually I put links to 2 of my videos that I think you might be interested in watching. So if you're interested in watching them, all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right there. So I appreciate each and every one of you to come and spend some time with me today. Sorry about the little test I had done, but like I said in my video on Monday, when I'm sitting here and I'm talking and I see me, I just really feel like I'm talking to you, with you, like we're together. And I know you'll understand, because we've all gone through that and continue to. At my age, you would think I wouldn't have to do it anymore, but yeah, we can't take a chance on anything happening. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Do something fun. Do something fun. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yes, I have a birthday party to go to on Sunday. It's my great niece's 12th birthday. I gotta remember to text my nephew and tell him we will be there. And other than that, no plans, just day by day. So again, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Until then, keep crocheting. Bye.